Hey guys, it's Herbie, and today I'm going to be showing you a new mission that I'm working on called Cavalry Patrol. This is for the new Vietnam CDLC, the SOG Prairie Fire. And what it is the mission is a squad level co-op, kind of designed for easy pickup missions or for seeding, and it's a dynamic mission generator. It's particularly objective focused, so rather than just kind of clear this area with side missions, there's lots of missions that kind of already do that. This will hopefully be one that has more objective focused and more kind of dynamic mission generators for the kind of MILSIM communities. So currently there's only a framework in place, so you've got the squad itself and a helicopter, and then it will spawn Viet Cong or North Vietnamese camps for you to go and destroy. It's playable, but it's not close to finished, and it is available download as a work in progress mission, but obviously it is work in progress, so if there are bugs, please report them to me and give me as much detail as you can, but I make no promises that there are no bugs in the current build or near future builds. So without further ado, I will load up the mission and show you kind of what it's about. While we wait for my computer to load things. Parameters loaded yet? The parameters are loaded, so I'll go through them for a start. So I've added a parameter for time acceleration, so if you want the time to multiply quicker, it means you can have a kind of 24-hour day-night cycle in a much quicker time, or you can leave it at the default as 1, being the just a normal time acceleration. Time of day, kind of day, morning, day, evening, night. The number of objectives, so each objective I'm aiming to be about 15 to 20 minutes as a co-op mission, potentially quicker. So you can use that for how long you want this mission to last, and then player lives, how many respawns do you think people should get? The default is set at 3. 0 means that if you die once, that's it, so these are like your spare lives. So you got the squads there, a fairly basic US Army TO&E, just 2 fire teams, one with a grenadier, one with a machine gunner, squad medic, and an engineer for demolitions. He's not currently required, but will be required for future missions. You've also then got the Huey crew there, a full crew if you want it, because obviously with door gunners etc. you're going to be able to provide fire support as well as just transport. So let's go in. So at this point the map won't spawn anything, but when you go in, you can already hear the task created sound effects for this DLC. Most importantly, at the respawn point there is an FM radio for people who are waiting to get picked up by the helicopter if they've died. It won't say it complete in the final version, that's because I was testing something. But if I go on the map, so I selected the default of 3 objectives, it's placed 3 objectives randomly out, and they're all clear the camp. So the future features of this mission and what it will look like going forward will be, the main thing will be there won't just be clear camp missions, there'll be like hostage rescues, destroy the truck or destroy the ammo cache, maybe an ambush, maybe, you know, I'll try and think of as many different scenarios as I can to keep the replayability, and they're fairly randomly placed, so they should be in different locations each time. Also, I'm going to work on the loadouts. So at the moment it's just got the default loadouts. I'm going to work on replacing them, building them up, because if you're doing 6 objectives you're going to find yourself running out of ammo very, very quickly. I'm also going to add an optional arsenal crate, so a crate at the start for those communities who want to use an arsenal. It won't be an unlimited arsenal, it will be more of a limited arsenal, and I have it potentially limited down by role, so each individual person will have a different arsenal crate. With only, you know, riflemen will only be able to have M16s, for example, but precisely what M16 they have will be up to them. I'm also going to add in ASACA and T-file compatibility, so the mission will automatically work out if you're running those mods, and put in the ACE medical supplies you might need, give the appropriate people radios of the appropriate type. I'm also going to add in a semi-dynamic briefing, as I'm calling it. Basically a full briefing that should be applicable for most things, with just the depending what types of missions you have, the kind of execution paragraph will be slightly different with all the information you need to complete the missions. I'm also going to work on a ground patrol kind of sister mission to this, so rather than starting in the same place and using a helicopter to get over to wherever you are, for communities that don't have anybody willing to pilot or anybody able to pilot, you will start at a random patrol base or FOB somewhere in the AO and have to patrol out on foot to your objectives. Obviously they'll be much closer than these ones. I'll also try and add in some randomness on the way. As I said, bugs not... that shouldn't be happening. Fix that. I know what that is. That is basically, there's a random place here with like a skull and things that the script thinks is a opening. The find safe pod seems to think is an opening, and it's not. So it keeps spawning camps in there, and they keep dying because, yeah, it doesn't work. But as I said, most of it still works. Not best for the intro video, and it means I'm going to have to fly a lot further. But yeah, there's not too much to talk about. Selects the enemies randomly just from the all the MVA factions. They operate in groups of 5, so they'll have an officer, 3 riflemen, and then some kind of specialist, so they'll have a machine gun, RPG, AA, AT, etc. And I found that's quite a nice little team. And at the moment these objectives have got one of those teams defending the actual objective itself and 2 patrolling the local area, so you tend to have a contact on your way in. Quite often they shoot at the helicopter on the way in, and then you've obviously clearing the camp itself, and then usually there's still enemies around towards the end. So when you're extracting in the helicopter, having cleared the camp, it's not always quiet. You can often get quite hot LZs, which is what we want. Yeah, it's Vietnam. What's Vietnam without hot LZ? Or LZ? Correct English person. The camps that spawn are all different compositions of camps. I'm gonna way overshoot this. So at the moment there's 4, but again that's something that I'll be adding to, so there'll be different versions of the camps. I'm right over it, aren't I? Yes. That's what you get for talking too much and not paying attention. As well as the features I've already mentioned, I'm going to be adding in a hardcore mode where I'm on this side of the bloody thing now. A hardcore mode where only the squad leaders and team leaders will have maps and compasses as pilot and co-pilot. I'm not a very good pilot, you may be finding that out. They're shooting at me, Sarge, they're shooting at me. So as you can see, you can play this mission with one person, but it's not advisable. So one of the things you'll notice is I died. So there's wave respawn and limited lives. So you respawn hopefully at the same time as other people, When I get around to it, this will have compatibility for Acre and T-Fire, so you'll be in spectator chat while you're in the spectator camera. And also there is a radius on the helicopter, so the helicopter will respawn if it's destroyed or abandoned. Hopefully. But yeah, that's generally the mission. Hopefully you get the gist. As I said, work in progress. I'm going to keep updating it, kind of basically as I'm working on it, with kind of generally stable builds that are still likely to have bugs in until I'm ready to release a fully stable build, just so I can get people's opinions on the mission, etc. But yeah, hope you enjoy it, and yeah, hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you find any bugs. Let me know if there's anything you'd want to change. As I said, it's very much objective focused, kind of more similar to Combat Patrol than Domination, and more designed for the kind of MILSIM communities. So I'm not keen on unlimited arsenals, etc. But yeah, cheers.